You don't have to be Jewish.
All right, we wanted to get a quick update as to what is going on in Israel. We know overnight rockets were fired from Gaza. There are reports that the Israeli Air Force is active at the moment. Chaim Smierc is a journalist and an Israeli advocate. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
Good morning, Howard. I'm doing okay. Got a few hours of sleep. It was quite an evening, quite a night.
All right, tell us about your night. What does that mean?
So, before we get into the night, let's start off what happened yesterday because
Right.
it was a series of events. Usually, that's how it ends up being. What happened was that yesterday, the Shin Bet, the Shabak, had credible intelligence that there was going to be a major attack that was being planned on some sort of Israeli target. We don't know much information about that, but we do know that there was a group of 3, maybe 4 terrorists that were in Jenin. They were planning this attack. The IDF entered yesterday morning. They decided to go in to thwart this attack. It was a very typical operation that has been going on almost daily in Judea and Samaria. And within moments, it turned out into a major battle scene between the Israeli forces and Palestinian terrorists from all sorts of different factions. This resulted in one of the most deadliest operations and the most deadliest combat situations in Jenin since 2002, with about 10 terrorists that were killed. Following that, there were more confrontations with Israeli forces throughout Judea and Samaria in different towns, resulting in another 2 deaths. So in total, 12 terrorists died within 12 hours, and it was expected there was going to be some sort of retaliation. We did not know what was going to happen. Everyone expects at 9 o'clock there's going to be that rocket attack. We waited, nothing happened. And then we waited a little bit longer. I waited a little bit longer. Literally about a few minutes before 12, I decided, you know what, that's it. Nothing's going to happen. If something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen later on in the night. I put my head on my pillow. Within 5 minutes, there was already a rocket siren.
You see, you should have done that
Ashkelon
at
was the
9
first one.
o'clock. You should have gone to
I
sleep at
know.
9 o'clock, and then you would have got that over and done with.
You know what, Howard, you were correct. You were correct. I should have done that before. I should have just went to bed earlier. But what happened is that Ashkelon was the first one to be attacked. We heard the sirens. 2 rockets were shot towards Israel, towards Ashkelon. The Iron Dome, thankfully, managed to intercept. No reports of injuries in Ashkelon at that moment. And then, past a few hours, Israel attacked Hamas in Gaza. They attacked a rocket launching factory. And then, as expected, actually, it wasn't really expected. We didn't know what exactly would happen. But again, rocket fire towards multiple different towns in the Gaza periphery. We saw Nir Am,
Right.
Nachal Absor, all different towns that were attacked.
So this, in terms of this operation that precipitated it, we don't really know what this major terror planned attack was. Is that right?
We don't know yet. I haven't really seen any
Updates.
information
Right.
that has been released about exactly what was the plan that they wanted to do. We do know that it was a major one. It was all the different updates that were given either by the IDF or things that we're seeing coming out on Israeli media indicate that this was a major attack that was being planned, something that was really necessary to be thwarted. I don't know what exactly it was, but we do know that the new Chief of Staff, Herzi Halevi, he was very much involved and he was very much updated on what was going on. And that's all
Because
we know
obviously the
so far.
danger here is, when I was looking at the Guardian or the Telegraph yesterday, 9 Israelis killed by Israel, including a 61-year-old woman. That those are the headlines.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's also what they choose to be the headlines. Obviously, they tend to ignore some of the important factors. But without that information,
Hmm.
it's hard to hold them responsible for that type of reporting. I would hope that it would be released.
Well, clearly, what has been released is different images and different things that were going on throughout the operation itself. There was a clip that was released that this is something that doesn't really happen that often. A clip in which you can hear a Shin Bet operative, agent, pretty much, calling the mother of the terrorists that were planned, which indicates that probably they were a group of brothers that were planning this attack. A Calling the mother and telling her in Arabic that the what they should do, what her sons should do, is leave the home with
Right.
their hands in the air in order to ensure that they won't die, because we don't want any more deaths and we don't want anyone else to die. But clearly, what happened was is that they decided to enclose themselves in that apartment, and terrorists from around the neighborhood decided to go and protect them, as usually that's what happens. And it sadly that's what happened. A
Yeah.
tragedy that some civilians were caught in the crossfire.
Right, which is
Yeah.
the and the attacks from Hamas from Gaza, these rockets. Is there a sense that this is a something that is potentially can escalate, or was it a token? Because sometimes we see that,
So
we sometimes just see we
yeah.
have to respond, we're going to retaliate, we send a few rockets, and then that's that.
So moments ago, I received messages from also from the IDF, as well as from different regional councils within the Gaza periphery, as such as Shara Negev. They announced now that they're going to be returning back to normal as much as possible, meaning that they're going to be opening up schools within the next couple of hours, based on this on the assessment of the situation currently. Does that mean that things are going to die down? We don't know yet. We hope so. We hope so, but we don't know what exactly will be the situation. Could be based on intelligence that they received from within Gaza. It could be that they have let off steam
Right, right.
and done what they needed to do. But we right now we don't know. It's too early to tell at the moment if it's going to be something bigger or not.
And all we hope is that you remain safe and that people around you remain
Thank you.
safe. Chaim Smierc, journalist and Israeli advocate, thank you as always. Wishing you a Shabbat
Thank you so
Shalom and a very safe weekend.